you've got the right property manager, but they should be, pointing out the benefits of, having good marketing for that rental property, because you don't want it to be sit vacant for too long. And also their tenant selection criteria that they run through. They're all pretty similar in that they vet them, they do their referrals, they call. And this is coming down to the nitty gritty now, where you've got a number of different options. You might have sort of 3 to 5 tenants which they run by you, and it's for you to, I guess, not get too caught up in, like as an example, I had a property that I put up for rent, and we were asking $690 a week. We had tenants come through, and they offered $750 plus 6 months up front. That sounded great. And in my mind, I was like, well, that's good cash flow. Let's do it. This was a few years back. And then, you come to realize that, hey, they didn't look after the property as well, because there's qualities in tenants that you want to look out for. So
more money is not always the answer, right? Because more money on the upfront can sometimes end up causing you less,
costing you more
money in the long run, with the tenant selection being incorrect.
Yeah. So with the referrals that you get given by these people, it's good to ask the property manager, what they've said, and what previous history is very important with other rentals they've had, and how they've left that property. And the property managers, that's their job. The key part of this podcast is just sort of outlining, what does make a good tenant in the long term. And I mean, for me personally, you want someone who's sticky, who's going to be there for multiple years, and who also understands how to actually look after a property.
Cares about where they live.
Yeah, pride of place.
Yeah, pride of place, making sure everything's upkept, clean, and they've good friendly neighbours. People like them there. Like, I know that where I live, people don't want me to move because everybody else that's been in here before has been a basket case, right? And not that I'm an angel or anything. It's just that I'm probably more boring than the hardcore party goers and drug takers that were in this place before. Yeah,
so let's touch in on that. So demographics of a good tenant, and everyone's got their own opinion and their own experience. For me, I'm just going to share my journey, and Jaryd's going to share his. So if you have alternative viewpoints, bring it on. Let's have a chat further if it helps people, for sure. But I guess the key points for me is, I might sound like a tyrant at some stage, but it's just the realities of the experience of what I've seen. So children, like young children, I have young children. I know what happens in a property.
What happens, Sam?
Well, they vomit on the carpet. They might poo on the carpet, wee on the carpet.
Might or do.
High chances. And yes, you can get the carpet clean, but then there's tenants that may not get that professionally clean until they vacate, and then the stains, really sunk in at that stage. Little kids also, they don't understand, right and wrong that much. So drawing on walls, putting holes in walls. I mean, Archie put a hole in the wall the other day. Thanks, mate. I love your work.
How big was the hole?
I was only little, just a bit of a bog job, and then sand it back and do a nice paint job.
Did you do it?
No, I haven't done it yet, because I just...
Oh, you are going to do it?
Yeah.
Boss man.
Well, to get a trades out there to do that, hit me your arm and a leg.
Yeah, and also it's like, it's a small job.
And it's easy.
Yeah.
And also, Archie does enjoy watching me do little handy tasks.
That's probably not the best incentive to let him watch you. Then.
Good point, actually. He just goes around wrecking things.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, Dad's gonna fix this. It's gonna be fun to watch."
Good point. Yeah, actually, I'm one of those stupid fathers that.
I doubt it.
Well, my wife was having we're talking about it. She's like, "Oh my God, do you know Archie can unlock the door?" I'm like, "Yeah, I showed him how to do that the other day." And she's like, "That is so stupid." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, now I think about it, yeah, absolutely." But at the time, he was just really inquisitive, and he was wondering what this knob did. And I was like, "Oh, mate, anything I do in my life, eventually he's going to be learning." So I just try to teach him everything that I do.
Pros and cons, though. Imagine if there was a fire in the house,
Yeah,
and he needed to get out. So
yeah, actually the other day,
go on, share it. It's good.
I walked out and he's on the kitchen bench pouring himself a glass of water from our water filter. And I'm just like, what? You're 2 years old. Like,
That's cool.
one, how did you get up there? So I found out he actually put the chair on top of a little table, climbed up that, climbed over the breakfast bar, down onto the kitchen bench.
Wow.
And then I'm like, oh, Jesus, I don't know if I'm a terrible father or not, but I was kind of proud of him. You know?
Oh, of course. Of course. Like, he wants a glass of water, he's going to go do it himself, and he's seen you do it. So that's
it's like
really cool.
Home Alone where we forget our kid on a holiday. And I'm like, you can look after yourself, mate. Well done.
So basically, we don't want to be renting to you at the moment. We don't want you to be a tenant.
No. Like we look after our properties, but also where we live, pride of place. We're very diligent.
You have pride of your place, but you've got young kids that
Yeah, so that's
Eddie's ready to start vomiting on the carpet.
Oh, he is everywhere.
Yeah.
Welcome to dad life. But so that's my opinion anyway. There's damages there, and not many people know how to fix up damages. And obviously there's a bond in place, but you want to try and minimise that risk as much as possible. So those young kids can be problematic for you. And then you also, the other side of the coin is university students, teenagers. Well, teenagers probably shouldn't be renting your property, but those 19 to 25 demographic where they are, getting on the piss, going out on the weekend, they stumble home, they might do something stupid drunk.
Yeah.
Yes, you have all the bonds in place for all that, but you
just don't want to deal with that.
No, you don't want to deal with that. And also, the biggest point about that demographic, one or those two demographics is the parent side with young kids. It is full on. I mean, like, you don't have as much time as you used to, so in making sure that all the dust has been removed, looking after that property, you don't have mold build up. You don't have much time to do that. And then on the flip side, with those late teens, early 20s demographic, they don't know to do it because they haven't lived out of home for that long. Their parents may not have taught them that. Like, they don't really understand that you need to do those small steps to maintain a property to make sure you don't have those long-term fix-ups.
Yeah, they haven't been taught how to clean or have pride of property at that age. And also, I think that if somebody's in university, they're not a long-term tenant, right?
No.
And that just causes you more money in re-renting to more people by putting it on the market multiple times.
Yeah. And if they're indecisive too, so they might go, I want a 6-month lease because I'm not sure where I'm going to be. And then you go, okay, well, that's half a week of rent every 6 months to rent out to you.
People may buy properties in the locations of, I can get a higher rent but higher turnover, and it's university students. But you're also going to get a higher amount of issues to deal with as well. So you might make a bit more money, but it might be a bit more work and a bit more headache.
Also, add into hair in drains is quite problematic. Whether it's a female or a long-haired male, it can, if you've got multiple adults in that location, so 3 to 4 adults using the same bathroom, it's a lot of strain on the plumbing systems as well. What gets flushed in the toilet, what gets put down the drains, the sinks,
That's a really good point for